Welcome back, sales leaders. Ready for a deep dive into something that can really transform your team building strategies. Get this. Studies show that nearly 80% of companies are now using social media for recruitment. That's a
Okay.
massive shift. And today, we're going to unpack why that is and what it means for building a high-performing sales team.
It's pretty amazing how social media has become like the ultimate networking hub. Think about it. It's where sales professionals are already spending their time, engaging with industry trends, showcasing their expertise. It's like a living, breathing talent pool just waiting to be tapped
People, the
into.
sales experts are.
Right.
And for those of us,
Yeah.
in charge of building winning teams, this means a chance to connect with talent in a way we never could before. Not just relying on resumes, but actually seeing them in action.
Exactly. Imagine being able to see a candidate's, thought leadership in action. Maybe they're running a successful LinkedIn group or sharing insightful commentary on industry trends. This gives you a glimpse into their sales acumen, communication skills,
Yeah.
even their ability to build relationships, all before the first interview.
It's like getting a sneak peek
Yeah.
into their sales DNA.
Right.
But with all the noise on social media, how do we, as sales leaders, effectively leverage these platforms to find those hidden gems?
That's where a strategic approach comes in. It's not just about scrolling through profiles. It's about actively engaging with potential candidates, commenting on their posts, sharing relevant content, participating in industry discussions. These are all ways to get on their radar and start building a relationship.
So it's about being present and active in the same spaces where your ideal candidates are hanging out. It's not just about posting job openings. It's about showcasing your company culture and expertise.
Absolutely. Think of your company's social media presence as an extension of your employer brand. You want to highlight your company's values, your mission, and what makes you a unique and desirable place to work for top sales talent.
I love that. It's like building a digital storefront for your company culture, attracting the right people who are already aligned with your vision.
And that alignment is key. By showcasing your company culture authentically, you'll attract candidates who are not only skilled, but also a good fit for your team dynamics. This is a crucial factor in building a cohesive and high-performing sales force.
That makes total sense. Now, we've talked about finding and attracting top talent, but what about the evaluation process? How does social media play a role in assessing a candidate's true potential?
That's a great question, and it's where things get really interesting. Social media offers a unique opportunity to go beyond the traditional resume and see a candidate's genuine personality and professionalism in action.
So we can look beyond the bullet points and see how they actually communicate, engage, and build relationships. That's valuable insight.
Precisely. Look for patterns in their online behavior. Are they consistently sharing insightful content? Are they engaging in thoughtful discussions? Are they building a strong network of industry connections? These are all indicators of a sales professional who's proactive, engaged, and committed to their craft.
It's like a real-time portfolio
Yeah,
of their sales skills and professional network.
right. But how much weight should we give to their online persona? How do we balance that with other assessment methods, like interviews and reference checks?
That's where your expertise as a sales leader comes in. It's about using social media as a complementary tool, not a replacement for your existing evaluation process. Think of it as an additional layer of insight that can help you paint a more complete picture of the candidate.
It's like adding another dimension to the candidate profile, allowing us to make more informed decisions. I'm really starting to see the power of this. And remember, it's not just about what they say, but how they say it. Their online interactions can reveal a lot about their site, communication style, their emotional intelligence, and their ability to build rapport, all crucial qualities for sales success.
It's like observing their sales style in the wild, so to speak. It's so much more insightful than just reading a list of skills on a resume.
Absolutely. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're just scratching the surface of how social media can transform your recruitment process.
This is fascinating stuff, and it has me thinking, wait, how can we, as sales leaders, ensure we're using these insights effectively and ethically? Are there any potential pitfalls we need to watch out for?
That's a crucial question, and it's something we'll delve into deeper after a quick...
Actually, let's keep diving right in. I'm eager to hear more about those potential pitfalls and how to avoid them. What are some things our listeners should be mindful of as they start exploring this new world of social media recruitment?
Well, one of the biggest pitfalls, to watch out for, I think, is unconscious bias. It's human nature to be influenced by what we see. And social media profiles can present, you know, a carefully curated image. We need to be mindful of that and focus on evaluating a candidate's skills and experience objectively.
So how do we avoid falling into that trap?
Yeah.
Any tips for our listeners on how to remain objective when assessing candidates through the lens of social media?
Yeah, a great starting point, I think, is to establish,
Yeah.
clear criteria for evaluation. What are the essential skills and qualities you're looking for in a sales professional? Once you have those defined, you can use social media to see if a candidate's online presence aligns with those criteria.
That makes sense. It's about having a framework in place, rather than just going with your gut feeling based on someone's social media persona.
Exactly. And it's also important to remember that, social media is just one piece of the puzzle. Don't make hiring decisions solely based on what you see online. Always combine those insights with traditional methods like interviews, assessments, and reference checks.
It's about using social media to enhance our existing recruitment processes, not replace them entirely, like we said earlier. It's about adding another layer of insight to help us make more informed decisions.
Precisely. And speaking of insights, there's another valuable aspect of social media that can be incredibly helpful in recruitment: the ability to tap into a candidate's network.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so think about it. A candidate's connections on LinkedIn, for example, can reveal a lot about their professional circles and their industry influence. Are they connected with key decision makers in your target market? Are they actively engaged in, industry-specific groups and discussions?
So we can use their social network as a proxy for their sales network. That's a brilliant way to gauge their potential reach and influence within a particular market.
Exactly. And it can also be a valuable resource for finding passive candidates. Maybe you come across a candidate who isn't actively looking for a new role, but has a strong network of connections in your industry.
It's like opening a door to a hidden talent pool.
Right.
We can leverage those connections to identify potential candidates who might not even be on our radar otherwise.
Precisely. And remember, it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Look for candidates who have built a strong network of engaged and influential connections in your target market.
That's gold for any sales leader looking to expand their team's reach and impact. Now, we talked about the many benefits of using social media for recruitment, but I'm curious, are there any specific platforms that stand out as particularly effective for finding top sales talent?
That's a great question. And the answer really depends on your target audience and your industry. But in general, LinkedIn remains, the undisputed king for professional networking and recruitment.
I could definitely see why. It's like the virtual resume for the entire professional world.
Exactly. It's where professionals go to showcase their experience, connect with their peers, and explore career opportunities. And for recruiters, it offers powerful tools for searching, filtering, and engaging with potential candidates.
I'm guessing features like LinkedIn Sales Navigator are a game changer for sales leaders, providing even deeper insights and targeting capabilities.
You hit the nail on the head. Sales Navigator allows you to laser focus your search based on specific criteria like industry, experience level, job titles, and even keywords related to their skills and expertise.
It's like having a personal headhunter at your fingertips.
Okay.
But LinkedIn isn't the only game in town.
Right?
What about other platforms like Twitter or even Facebook?
Yeah, those can be valuable too. Depending on your industry and target audience, Twitter can be great for following industry trends and engaging in, real-time conversations with thought leaders. Facebook can be helpful for connecting with candidates in more niche markets or for getting a sense of their personal interests and values.
So it's about diversifying our approach and using a mix of platforms to reach the widest possible pool of talent.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different platforms, different strategies, and see what works best for your specific needs.
That's great advice. Now, before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier: the importance of ethics in social media recruitment. Can you share some practical tips on how to approach this in a way that respects candidates' privacy and ensures fairness throughout the process?
Absolutely. Ethics are, paramount when it comes to social media recruitment. It's about treating candidates with the same respect and professionalism you would in any other recruitment setting.
That sounds like
a good foundation. But in a world where information is so readily available online, how do we ensure we're not crossing any lines or making assumptions based on someone's social media activity?
Well, it starts with transparency. Be upfront with candidates about how you're using social media in your recruitment process. Let them know that you'll be reviewing their online profiles as part of your evaluation.
So no sneaking around in the shadows.
Yeah.
trying to dig up dirt on candidates. It's about being open and honest about our approach.
Exactly. And it's also about focusing on professional attributes, not, personal details.
Your evaluation should be based on their skills, experience, and how they present themselves professionally online.
So things like their industry engagement, thought leadership, and communication style are fair game, but their personal posts about their hobbies or political views are off limits.
Precisely. Remember, you're evaluating their potential as a sales professional, not judging their lifestyle choices or personal beliefs.
That's a crucial distinction. And it speaks to the importance of setting clear boundaries. What are some other things our listeners should keep in mind as they navigate the ethical considerations of social media recruitment?
One thing to be mindful of is the potential for discrimination. Social media can inadvertently reveal personal information that could lead to biased decisions, even if unintentional.
That's a great point. For example, we might make assumptions about a candidate's age, family status, or cultural background based on their online profiles. How can we ensure we're not letting those biases creep into our evaluation process?
It goes back to having clear evaluation criteria and sticking to them. Focus on the skills and experience that are essential for the role, and avoid making judgments based on factors that are irrelevant to their job performance.
It's about judging the book by its cover letter, so to speak, not by the pictures on its Facebook page.
Exactly. And remember, it's always a good idea to have multiple people involved in the evaluation process. This can help to mitigate individual biases and ensure a more objective assessment.
That's great advice. So, to recap, when it comes to ethics and social media recruitment, it's all about transparency, professionalism, and objectivity. Be upfront with candidates, focus on their professional attributes, and avoid making decisions based on personal details or biases.
You got it. And remember, social media is a powerful tool that can help you build a winning sales team, but it's essential to use it responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. It's about leveraging the power of technology while staying true to our values as sales leaders.
Well said. And with that, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored how social media is transforming the recruitment landscape, the opportunities it presents for finding top sales talent, and the importance of using it strategically and ethically.
It's been a fascinating deep dive, and I'm sure our listeners are walking away with some valuable insights and actionable strategies. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our audience with one final thought.
Go for it.
Social media is constantly evolving, which means our approaches to recruitment need to evolve as well. Don't be afraid to experiment, try new platforms, and refine your strategies as you go. The key is to stay curious, stay engaged, and stay ahead of the curve.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Embrace the ever-changing world of social media and use it to your advantage in building a sales team that drives success for your organization.
And with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Until next time, happy recruiting.